Good afternoon. So I was gonna do the live on Angelic Ruby Red, but um, it had to do like I had to put it on public, and I didn't want to put it in public. I wanted only like my friends to see, or the people that okay, because I have a lot of friends, but not everybody has access to my friends' posts because a lot of them I don't know, or a lot of them are, some are customers, and so I do restrict them from seeing my personal post, right? Like those personal posts I put my kids and stuff like that. So then I have the public posts, right? So I didn't want it to go through Angelic Ruby Red page just because it was gonna be everything under public. So that's why I decided to just go live here on my personal Facebook. Now, I might go in and out. I don't know, because the connection here is horrible. It's always been horrible at the market. But there's just a lot of things that really bother me, and I know that I kind of left, I don't know, my spirituality. Well, I never left it, but publicly I did. But I'm still the same. I'm still the same person. I just wanted to take a rest from the public, right? So I'm not vending anymore. I'm not like out there doing shows or anything, or I'm not getting contracted to be dressed as a gypsy and do card readings and stuff like that. I'm just, I've been, as everybody knows, I've been working for the last couple of years or whatever, and it does take a lot of my time. Moved to a new location, just changes in my life, right? But in the time where you're just working and not really putting too much attention, and then when the time that you do have time and start putting attention to what's going on in the whole world, or even locally, it's not even have to be the world, but locally, you're I don't know if this is too loud or not, the music, but you start seeing all the chaos, I cannot quote things from the Bible, and I'm not trying to push the Bible, or I've never been one to do that. But hi, it's been a while, Larry and Irene. So it's, you start thinking like, okay, like there's a lot of people who are like, no, I don't even want to go out. I just stay home. I just work and go home. I don't want to be out in the streets. They have that fear now. So really, and I don't like to talk about politics, but there's a lot of stuff that's just, my opinion doesn't matter really to anybody, but it is social media, and sometimes we get to just talk and just, if people agree with us, they agree with us. If they don't, they don't. But I think, they've always said, oh, America's free, America's free. America is not free, and especially now in these days with this crazy one, okay? I don't even think he's in his right senses to be, running a country. But that is, again, my opinion, because I lived in Europe, and despite they say, oh, the land of the great, the free country, compared to where I lived, no, it's not really. There's a lot of laws, a lot of things, in here that it restricts us from being free. But it all comes with being human. You need to have responsibility, responsibility in having control of your own actions. Nowadays, I don't know where, just out of boom, just came out of nowhere. Everybody's like everybody has anger issues, everybody is bipolar, everybody whatever. And I'm like, what? Like, that's wild, right? Or everybody's in, drug usage and makes them crazy and angry all the time and stuff like that. A lot of people choose to live that way. A lot of people don't have no other knowledge but to just do what they only know best to do. But I wish, really, really, I wish people would be more nicer. I know a lot of people will be laughing like, nice shit, who's nice to me, right? I know, because I sometimes have that attitude like, why am I gonna do that? Nobody does this to me, right? But if we have that attitude, look where it's taking us to. Nowhere. It's just isolating us. I think not even 10, I think more than 15 years ago, I said humans will end up killing humans because of how they are, or opinions, or and I said it where I had said it a long time ago. It was before my youngest was born. And look at now. People have no respect for other people's lives. We're born for a reason. We're born because God gave us the chance to enter this world. God gave us a chance to enter the world and do good. And our human goal is to be like Him. Yeah, we can't resurrect, we can't do all that other stuff because He's the master of masters, I know that. But we can practice love, we can practice prayer, we can practice, all the good things that He told us to do. The 10 Commandments, that's what we need to practice. We need to follow those 10 Commandments, If we don't, look how the world is, And humans are going to be humans, but we need to change. We need to change. We need to hear more of His word. Again, I'm not one to preach because I don't think I have that gift, because you do need to have a gift to preach. But then you also have the gift to lie. And a lot of preachers, they do lie. And pastors, they do lie. I know. Why? And I'm going to tell you, even, I don't know if it may go wrong in many people here in my audience or my followers or my friends, but, priests from the Catholic Church, they do a lot of crap and they hide it, And people believe that, right? Yeah, because it's been known. Okay, but guess what? No human is a saint. Because that's our downfall. Our downfall is being human. So we have to have that control. We are not spiritual. If we were spiritual, we would be like angels and all innocent, not knowing what is bad, not knowing, or wanting to do wrong or anything like that. So, again, I don't know if my connection is good or not, but I see it right. Or maybe I could just record myself and put it later. I don't know. But the thing is that I just wanted to put it out there that we need to be more nicer to each other and show more love and compassion to each other and help each other out. Because it looks like now we have no say-so. Who are we? There's no we the people anymore. That's what it seems like. So, I just think, like I said, I wanted to come, in live and just try to tell people that I know, since I do have, 2 point whatever K following me and friends and stuff, that maybe they'll see it or it'll pop up and they could just say, well, let me just see what the heck she's talking about or what crap she's running her mouth with or whatever. But that's okay. I just want to say that, we are not the people, not anymore, and we are not free anymore. And I do believe that we do need to impeach, and I do believe that we need a more stable president, despite of it's female, male, black, white. It doesn't matter, as long as they're responsible and are sane, and that can run a country. But again, I'm not into politics, into saying, oh, this and that. But what I've seen is not good. And when I'm getting my input of what I get from the divine, it's not good. Now, this is where the disasters come in. No, Star, not right now, mommy. So this is where the disasters come in. Why? I know there's a part, in the Bible saying that, or supposedly, again, I'm not one to preach it, right? But I know because of the destruction and the parties and whatever orgies was going on and the golden calf and all that stuff. I remember that part, yes. Supposedly, what do you call supposedly, I know God came and destroyed everything. That's the time with Noah and build the ark and all that, right? Okay, because he needed to get rid of the sin, right? Well, it looks like that era has been recycled to this point again, and that's why I feel that we're back in 2.1 again, and there's not enough people telling people to be nice and compassionate and show love, because nowadays they don't give a damn. Nobody gives a damn now, and that's so sad. That's so sad. That is, and again, and with having that attitude and personality and characteristics of showing that you don't give a damn, we're just gonna isolate ourselves. We're gonna isolate ourselves, and nobody's gonna help us out. So again, it goes back to we the people are not we the people. Maybe I'm being covered. I think I'm covering my mic, but yes, I feel from like up above, I don't know, people who know me, people who've seen me before in doing my work or in the insight that I get. I'm not one to say, oh, I'm the best. I'm not one to pick up my collar. I'm not one to be more like, oh, I know it all. No, I don't try to like, oh, I'm the best person to have the divination into you. No, I don't do that. I don't even advertise it, like, or in newspapers or anything like that. I don't. It's just, I practice what he told me. He told me, the spirit will recognize the spirit. So, if at the time your spirit is looking, somehow it's going to find me. And at that time, I don't know, my spirit opens up. Now, the thing is that I don't think I'm all that. When it comes to this job, right? But when it comes to back then with my car back then, and, moneymaker, yes, right? Not just wait. But you see, that's my human part. But when it comes to my spirituality, no. I don't say I'm the best. I don't say I make buku bucks. I don't say that. I'm just humble when it comes to my spirituality. But when I need to speak about it, when I need to talk about it, when I need to work, whatever they tell me, I let it be known. to the customer in front of me, to my client, whoever it is, I let it be known. At that time, I'm not your friend, I'm not your mom, I'm not your daughter, but it comes through. And when it comes through, it comes through. And I gotta tell you. So right now, the only thing that I gotta tell you is memorize your loved ones' phone numbers. 2, show and practice love and compassion. 3, start praying. Through the time that I've gotten out of public, spiritually, publicly, I guess you want to call it, I met a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy to go to church. I've done a lot of stuff. Like, why you judge yourself? Why you judge yourself that you're not worthy? If you weren't worthy, you wouldn't even been born. Because God knows who He allows in here and who He doesn't. And yes, there has to be a balance, but obviously somewhere along the lines it has gotten out of balance. So we need to start practicing our love and compassion to others. Easier said than done. Practice makes perfect. And pray for your loved ones. I think social media has corrupted humanity as well, because there's always temptation. I don't have the best of luck in my relationships, and that is because I don't think I'm ever gonna find anything perfect. And I'm not saying perfect, because it's impossible to find perfect, but like liars, you're gonna have some fibbers, light lies, yeah, okay, but like things that are done like betrayals and stuff like that I can't bypass that. So I prefer just to be by myself. I was in a relationship, that just, they think I'm stupid. No. Bye. Then I did get married, but it's just marriage. Nothing like. Anyways, but the thing is that I feel bad for LA. I don't want for SA to be like LA. Because that's too close to home. So, we know a lot of people. We're related to a lot of people. We are close to a lot of people. So, I hope that doesn't go out of hand. And also today's that visual for Jonathan Joss. I hope he rests in peace. I really doubt it, because he's gonna, as a spirit, he's gonna want some sort of revenge, and he still has to, take care of his partner. But that's another story, But yes, I just wanted to talk, and I wanted to say, that we do need to get closer to Him. A lot of people say, oh, I don't want to see, I just carry crosses because I don't like to see Jesus in the cross and stuff like that, right? But everything is just a spiritual, it's a symbolism. It's a symbolism. It's not because, I worship that statue. It's like, no, it's a symbolism. It's a connection. It's what kind of helps us get closer to Him or the divine. But I don't know. I'm just worried about our hometown. And yes, we are attracted to the dark. As spiritual people, we are attracted to, but again, everything has to be in control. Everything in its limits. I don't, like, okay, I'll be honest, it attracts me to know about, witchcraft and stuff like that, but I can't do it. I'm not permitted by Jesus, I am not permitted to practice that. And I don't practice that. You know, yes, I'll do little amulets for protection or love or money or things like that, but not to hurt anybody or, you know, that's just because I can't. Definitely pray. My favorite prayer is the Divine Chaplet. That's my favorite. You know, you play it at 3 o'clock, but I always forget. So I play it before I go to work, you know, and I pray. You know, I ask what I want when that song is going on, because it's also made into a song, and I love it. Demons hate it because they find it boring and repulsive. That's what they told me. But it's a very powerful prayer. You want to get rid of like demons and exorcisms and crap like that? Yeah. Divine Chaplet is the best. Divine Mercy. So, anyways. But so anyways, but I don't know, anybody there want to talk or something, say something. So a lot of people say, oh, the cards is it's not good, blah blah blah. I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. I mean, I've always asked God, whenever you want to pull me away